You're tuned into Visions, a business and community affairs program designed to encourage and promote entrepreneurship in Central Alabama.
Thanks for tuning in to another edition of Vision. Cedric Varner, very excited to be with you again. And when we were last with you, we talked about Orlando Cannon, who is the owner of Cannon Janitorial Services, and he is here with us again today. Mr. Cannon, thanks for being with us again on the program.
How you doing?
Excited to get a chance to talk to you again. When you were here last, we said we were going to invite you back, and you're back.
Thank you.
Yeah. So there was recently a story written about you in Chamber Magazine. I thought it was fantastic. It goes along with, you know, what we talked about the last time, which is the city's small and minority business initiative. But in that story, it talked about the importance of successful relationships. And in it, it quoted you where you said, that you learned about the importance of it's who you know.
Yes.
What does that mean?
It's all about who you know. People do business with who they trust, know, and like. You got to build relationships. You got to keep relationships going. You got to continue to build relationships. It's all about who you know and who you don't know, so you can go ahead and do some work.
That's good. Well, now, speaking of who you know, the story referenced the partnership, which is a part of the mayor's initiative of small and minority business with the city of Montgomery, and it talked about your relationship with John Foshi of Foshi Design and Construction and how successful that's been. How did that relationship come together to where it is today?
Well, Mr. Moe put a business meeting
Doug
together.
Moore,
yeah, right.
Right.
And we got a chance to meet John and meet with him at his conference room and with several other contractors, and I just pursued that lead and just kept knocking at the door until we got a chance to meet and do some relationship and work together.
That's good. That's good. And when you talked about Mr. Moore, that's Doug Moore, who is the consultant to the city, along with Judge Price, who's the senior advisor to the mayor about this project. And so this project, would you say, has been successful as far as helping? I understand that the mission of it is to help smaller businesses and minority businesses get connected to larger ones to establish relationships.
Right. Yes. Yes. It's on the move. It's on the move. Yeah. It's working.
Yeah.
But it's just a little bit at a time. A yard is large,
yeah,
but inch by inch is a cinch.
Okay.
So we got to keep it going.
Yeah. Well, now, and anybody that knows you knows that you are a hard worker, and you are definitely a relationship guy. And one of the things that was quoted in this article about you is that you have a lot of people depending on you. It says, you know, you've got 25 people depending on you. You got your wife depending on you. You've got your mother, who's 97, who lives with you, who's depending on you. And so you've got to get it done. Right,
right. We got a lot of people depending. Hopefully we can get some more people depending on us. Yeah, like you said, I got a wife, I got a son, I got a 97-year-old mother that really instilled good value system in what we're doing. And I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for my mother. So just putting the right, you know, foundation. And I think that's where we all lose it. We don't have the right foundation. And it's all about mindset and being able to not just see a trend, but pick up a trend around the corner before it become a trend. That's how you can make some money. Other than that, when you see the trend, all the money already being made. So you just have to kind of look out there and see where you're going and see where you want to go. And work on your mind and bring other people up with you.
That's good. That's good.
And if you bring people up with you, then everybody eat, not just depending on the 25 people, my mother, my son, my wife, but I want to be able to hire 4 or 5 other companies to work with us.
That's good.
So they can bring up some more people. It's all about helping people.
That's good. Well, you know, one of the things that I think that there have been a couple of these meetings that the mayor has had down at City Hall with the Small and Minority Business Initiative, and you know, you got a lot of exposure out of it, and I think that we have a photo of you at that meeting, and I think in the background of that photo is Mr. John Foshi that you mentioned, of Foshi Design and Construction. You got that photo there on the screen now. And so, okay, that's you, yeah. And
got you.
and so I think I was able to attend, you know, a couple of those meetings. They were very good. And what would you say is, I understand that the city is really moving towards awarding 30% of its contracts to small and minority firms, and why do you think this is important?
Oh, it's important to stimulate the economy in the city. The city is moving in a good direction, a lot of activity going on downtown. People putting a lot of money into downtown. So if we're able to hire locally, then it stimulates the economy locally. And then we're able to do more things to attract other people to come into the city. When the city is built up and you got a vibrant city, then people don't mind coming here. It's something to do at night. It used to be a time you came downtown 5 o'clock, everybody scattered and got away from downtown. But now, you know, you used to have transits and all kind of people downtown at night. It was a ghost town. But now it's vibrant and a lot of activity. People putting a lot of money in, new hotels, all kind of things are going on. So that's great to see that kind of thing.
Well, you know, one of the things that, you know, we do in the program is to just try to, you know, bring examples of people who have, you know, gotten from here to there. And so, you know, we got you out here because, you know, you've been a businessman for a while and you've been doing the work. What is it for those people who you guys, a lot of people want to open businesses. Some of them don't know where to start, don't know what to do. How did you get started with your business?
Well, I think you're right. First, you got to get your mind right. And when I say mind right, your faith, health, find out what you want to do, research it, get on the computer, get you some help, find somebody who's doing it, or somebody in business that you think is doing good, and talk to them. Asking for help, it used to be a time people they thought you asked for help, and it was a sign of weakness. But asking for help is a sign to remain strong, and especially if it's something you want to do and you want to stick with it, so you want to get help. Coach, help, however you get it. I'm looking for help all the time. Cedric, can you give me any help?
Yeah, we try to do what we can today.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm always looking for help. So I think if you wanted to start your business, find out what you want to do. I think in the course of a year, you probably have 5 or 6 ideas that you want to do. And if you pursue it, you could come financially independent. It's just a matter of you saying you want to do it. And whatever you do, you got to make it like it's not a job. It's something you'll do for free. Because a pro is a pro when ain't nobody else looking.
That's good.
So if you're a pro at what you're doing, I remember hearing something that Oprah Winfrey said about making money. She said it's like breathing. So if you can do it and make it look like breathing, it's not work anymore.
That's good.
So
that's good. Well, you know, we've had a lot of time to talk and get together, talk about a lot of things. I enjoy our conversations. As far as this program, the Small and Minority Business Initiative program, is designed to help make some connections. But one of the things I heard you say is that you still got to market yourself.
Oh, yeah.
That it's not going to do the work for you.
Now you got to beat at the door. You got to beat at the door. And I think a lot of contractors, a lot of people who ain't in business, people who in business that look just like you and I, think because you got a program like that, work's supposed to fall in your lap. And I think I mentioned to you that I thought I might do if I tell the audience out there that's watching, if they would just close their eyes, and I'm going to close my eyes, and just think if God came down and said, you got 3 months to live, and I'm going to grant you 10 things that you wanted to do before you die, and I'm going to let you do it. And after you write those 10 things down, turn the page over, and once you turn that page over, God says you're going to die tomorrow. I think in business, and a lot of times you have a program of this magnitude, we think we got all the time in the world to do it, but we got to make every day count. So if you get a chance to get in front of somebody, build a relationship with somebody, you got to continue to keep going at it until you get it. You don't lose unless you quit.
Now, speaking of quitting, and then we talk about rejection. You got to keep going. You can't. What's your advice to people who get their feelings hurt because it's not the right time or they're told no?
Act like you don't have no limitations, or you don't know your limitations, so you continue to do it. And you got to do it with the same sincerity as the first time you came there without you saying or getting a rejection. So you just got to continue to do it, continue to do it, continue to do it. Act like you don't understand no. No is your vitamin. That just fuel you to keep going. Because if you keep doing, if you're working with percentages, eventually somebody gonna say yes. Just keep knocking at that door.
Well, now for somebody that wants to get started and they don't have capital, how would you advise them to? So because we know we got a soul in order to reap. How would you advise them to go about it when they want to get to another level?
Well, my mother says, sometimes if you just look around and see what you do have, we don't make it in life because we complain about what we don't have. But if we just look around and see what we do have and use just that, we'll find out that's just enough to move up.
That's good.
So you just have to look around and see what the resources that you already have first before saying, hey, I need to go to the bank, I need $10,000, I need $20,000, but you might not need that much. Just look around with what you're doing and what you got. You might have some stuff at home that you can sell and sell it and get some money. So just look around with what you already have before you go out saying you need this and you need that.
So you want to maximize, what's already in the house.
There you go. You always want to maximize what you got in the house first.
Yeah.
So why get in debt if you don't have to?
So this is a part of the success mindset that you talk about as far as keeping yourself focused on what it is that you can do.
Right. To do something that you never done, you got to kill the old person you were and change the way you think. If you go in corporate America right now, the most money corporate America spending across the board is predicated toward your mind. With different conferences and different speakers coming. It's all about working on your mind.
That's good.
And if we don't, if they do it and they billion and billion dollar companies, what about the small guys? They got to do the same thing. All they got to do is follow suit. My mother always told me, find the smartest kid in the class, do what he do, and you got it.
All right.
Find the big company and do what they do, and you got it.
All right. Well, Mr. Cannon, we're going to stay with you on this segment. We're going to ask you to come and stay with us. We're going to come right back with Doug Moore from the city of Montgomery.